Can you even do that?
Scientists are consistently striving to find evidence of intelligent life beyond our planet. But what would happen if we actually made contact with aliens? How would we interpret their messages, and what would be the implications for our society? In this video, we will discuss the various methods scientists use to search for intelligent life, the role of artificial intelligence in this quest, the potential signals, and the possible outcomes of such a discovery. Our search for intelligent life has been ongoing for decades. Scientists have employed various techniques, including scanning the skies for radio signals and examining exoplanets for potential habitability.
We've looked a bit, we've listened for radio signals from other stars, we've found nothing. We have no evidence of alien civilizations at all. That might mean we haven't looked hard enough because we haven't looked particularly hard. The galaxy is very big. But it might also mean that civilizations are rare. If you look at life on Earth, it began, we have good evidence, it was on the planet, let's say 3.8 billion years ago. So let's say it may have begun even 4 billion years ago, after the planet settled down and the oceans first formed. It took 4 billion years, let's say, to go from the origin of life to a civilization, which is about a third of the age of the universe. And if that's typical, and we don't know, then it may be that there are very few solar systems and planets and stars that are stable enough for that long to allow for evolution to do its work and for the single-celled things to go to multicellular creatures and planets and make an oxygen atmosphere and then make a civilization.
Researchers have developed an AI system that has detected over 20,000 signals of interest, 8 of which exhibit distinct technosignature characteristics. This breakthrough has reignited our quest for alien signals. AI has the potential to revolutionize our search for extraterrestrial life. Its ability to analyze vast amounts of data quickly and efficiently can help us identify patterns and signatures that may indicate the presence of alien civilizations. This new approach could significantly increase our chances of finding evidence of extraterrestrial life.
Probability favours the existence of aliens. The universe is so big, one with 22 noughts after its stars in the observable universe. We now know that most of those have planetary systems. Certainly if you look in the Milky Way, which we can do in our own galaxy, basically everywhere we look we find planets around the stars. So let's say that most of them have solar systems. So it is inconceivable that there will not be life and I think civilizations out there amongst the stars. But the question becomes, first of all, what form does that life take?
It's difficult to say for certain what alien civilizations and life forms would look like, as we have no concrete evidence for their existence at this time. However, scientists and researchers have hypothesized about the possibilities based on our understanding of biology and the conditions necessary for life. For example, we know that life on Earth is carbon-based and requires water. So it's possible that other planets with similar conditions could support life that is similar to what we see on Earth. However, it's also possible that alien life forms could be drastically different, with alternative biochemistry that relies on different elements or solvents. In terms of physical appearance, there is a wide range of possibilities. Alien life forms could be microscopic or giant, simple or complex, and could have a variety of different shapes and structures depending on their environment and evolutionary history. It's also possible that they could have developed advanced technologies or evolved in ways we cannot even imagine. Before we conclude our exploration of possible contact with an alien civilization, it's worth revisiting one of the most famous and intriguing signals in the history of search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Detected in 1977, the WOW signal.
So, just after the 15th of August of that year, astronomer Jerry Amon went up to get the data and he was perusing it. And he found something really odd, something he'd never seen before. Here's the part of the printout with the signal. You can see lots of numbers and letters there, because this was the most powerful radio signal he'd ever seen. And you've got WOW in the margin, and a SETI legend was born, the WOW signal. Now, we don't know what caused it. It could have been terrestrial interference. Maybe it was some kind of astrophysical phenomenon, maybe a black hole swallowing a star, and a burst of radio waves and its final death throes. Or maybe it was aliens. We don't know. Amon, for his part, is convinced it was an extraterrestrial signal. He's ruled out terrestrial interference and other things.
The WOW signal remains an enigma to this day. But what kind of alien signals are we likely to detect? The answer depends on various factors, including the technology and communication methods used by the transmitting civilization. Radio signals are one possible technosignature that could indicate the presence of an advanced civilization. However, deciphering these signals will be a monumental challenge. Interpreting alien signals is no easy task. We can learn from our attempts to communicate with other species here on Earth, such as dolphins. Despite years of research, we still struggle to fully understand dolphin communication. The challenge of understanding an alien language will be ever more significant, given the potential differences in biology, culture, and technology.
Other species are actually decoding each other already. We just aren't in that circle. So we have sentinel warning calls that are used between species with birds and monkeys. Now with cetaceans, with whales and dolphins, we have a couple interesting examples where they're not just listening and taking advantage of knowing an alarm call from another species. When they get together with each other, they actually create short, it's not a mutual language, but they use mutual signals. So it appears to be easier, at least for whale and dolphin species, to agree on some sounds they use when they're together versus their own communication system, which is pretty interesting. I always thought maybe the way to go is to just decode them. But if you're trying to communicate with another species, maybe you have to spend the time, and maybe it's not culturally possible to learn the intricacies of, a non-human animal communication system.
But dolphins are not going to build spaceships because they can't have any electricity, because they live in the sea. But quite typically, if things with big brains tend to be under the water, then they're never going to build radio telescopes and spaceships. They won't be astronomers.
Many wonder how close intelligent life might be to Earth. The answer is difficult to determine, as it depends on various factors. However, given the vastness of our universe, it is likely that any nearby transmitting civilizations would still be many light years away. Even if we do detect a signal from an alien civilization, it would likely take many years for a response to be received.
So if civilizations exist, again, the distances are important. If you think about our galaxy, it's, let's say, 100,000 light years across or so. That means that it would take a radio signal 100,000 years to go from one end to the other. So it would be a very slow conversation. Even our nearest star, Alpha Centauri, the nearest star system, with planets around it, we think, is 4 light years away or so. So that means a conversation would take 8 years. So if you said hello, you'd have to wait for 8 years before they said hello back. And that's our nearest star system. So the distances tend to make conversation difficult.
This means that any potential communications with an alien civilization would require patience and a long-term commitment from both parties. As we get closer to making contact with an alien civilization, it is essential that we prepare ourselves for the potential consequences. The impact of making contact with an alien civilization could be profound and far-reaching. It could reshape our understanding of our place in the cosmos, challenge our cultural and religious beliefs, and even influence technological advancements. The long-term effects of such an event are difficult to predict, but it is crucial that we consider the potential consequences and prepare ourselves for this monumental discovery. Establishing contact with an alien civilization will inevitably raise a myriad of ethical questions. These may include concerns about sharing technology, potential interference with their society, and managing the risks of exposure to new pathogens or invasive species. Addressing these ethical considerations will require global collaboration and the development of a set of guiding principles that respect both human and alien interests. As we continue to search for extraterrestrial life, our understanding of the universe and our place in it will undoubtedly evolve. AI will likely play an increasingly important role in the process, helping us analyze data and identify potential signatures of alien civilizations. We must remain open to the incredible possibilities that lie ahead and embrace the unknown as we seek to understand our place in the cosmos.
you.